you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks very much.
Good.
Huge congratulations on this film. It's a little pocket rocket, this thing. It's amazing. I mean, it's an extraordinary story, but I just think it's a really important one to kind of tell, and just what an amazing young man and man he is. He
Yeah,
continues to be.
yeah.
Were you aware of his story before the script came to you?
Yeah, because I think I still at primary school when I first saw John's Not Mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it really I remember, you know what I mean? Everyone talking about it the next day in the playground. Because we never see,
Yeah.
nobody had, I didn't know anybody at that age who had Tourette's, and yeah, it was a real eye opener. It was extraordinary. And then I remember the follow up, somebody actually gave me the follow up documentary as a gift. Jack Deem, who played Marty in Shameless, and his character had Tourette's.
Yeah.
And we were talking about John Davidson, and he said, he was my inspiration for the character, and then for my birthday
Oh,
he gave me the
wow.
DVD. So it feels like it's always, he's been, you know what I mean? It's odd, isn't it? So when the script
Yeah.
came, I was like, I know who, because the agent was like, and there's some information, I went, I know exactly who he is, and I've I feel like I've seen everything that's...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Dottie though. What an amazing woman.
Absolutely. She needs a film in her own right.
Absolutely.
Does Dottie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's her? She's just one of those kind of amazing people who's just kind of got this optimism and strength, and it's like a guardian angel in a way, isn't she? She's like,
Yeah. Dottie's obviously had the most extraordinary life, but she just has that, she's just got the biggest heart and the biggest understanding of sort of, I don't know, humanity. You know, those people that you just meet who just ooze in humanity and kindness and understanding and generosity, and she's great fun and she's really creative, and yeah, she's really, really special. I mean, yeah.
it's the non-judgmental element of
Yeah.
her that I think as well is such a beautiful quality to have as a human being. You know, that moment where you, in the film, where you bump into his mum, do you know what I mean? And it's the kindness that she shows her as well. It's just, everybody needs to be a little bit more Dotty in the world.
Absolutely,
I think, for sure.
Especially where we are now, you know what I mean? And I think that is the beauty of the film, is showing that, of course it's very much about John, but when I first spoke to Dottie, then I went to meet her. I mean, she's just one of those people that lifts your spirits, and she makes you feel that anything's possible, and there is a lot of hope. There's still hope left for us all, you know.
Robert's performance is extraordinary, in terms of capturing John in such an authentic way, and not an easy thing to do. Do you know what I mean? To inhabit that world and react to people in that way, and for it to feel natural as a performance. How was that working with him and kind of, supporting him through that in a way?
Yeah, I mean, Rob's he's got, he has a very specific way of working. And he'd spent so much time with John, and and done a lot. I think he'd, from what I can remember him saying, he'd as soon as he got the part, he was straight into researching and spending. I think he hung out with John and Dottie for quite a while. He was up in Galashiels for quite a bit. I mean, it's because it's really tough, and it's a very physical performance as well. I did keep saying to him, I hope you go in for, you've got some treatments and things booked in, and just to wind down from that, because there's because obviously the tics are not just vocal, they're physical as well. So it's, you know what I mean? But he threw himself into it sort of so fully. Yeah.
And in terms of a role like this, Maxine, in terms of it's wonderful kind of thinking today, coming to chat to you, of the range that you've given us as fans, as a performer, both on screen and on stage and things. And I was just interested to ask you what you look for the next project. What is it that kind of will ignite interest, that will make you jump in and say yes to a project?
For me, it's always what is the story first and foremost. It's never the part. I don't go, oh, is this a, Yeah, of course you're tempted if you get a script and it's the lead and you go, all right, I hope this is good. But, you can read something and go, yeah, the lead, and go, oh, it's not really saying. For me, it just feels like and it doesn't necessarily have to be saying something either politically or about society, but if it's, as long as it's just a piece of really good entertainment, that's, to me, that's as important. But it's what is the story trying to say? And I look at the character and think, will I gain anything from playing this person? Will I learn anything? Will it stretch me? That's always a thing for me. I think, if I've done, maybe I've done that before. Or I always think it's something I can do differently. And usually when it's somebody who's, an existing person playing a real life character, it's when you get to meet that person that's always the joy of these jobs.
Yeah.
Is to get to hang out with the real people, get to know them. You get a window into people's lives that you would never normally get that privileged opportunity to do, and meet people that your paths would never cross with. It's funny how you become pals with people. But for me, it's always about, is this interesting? And selfishly, is it interesting for me? Am I going to enjoy myself and I'm going to be interested in doing this? I don't really want to do a part that I don't think I'm going to get much from this, so. And
it's nice to think that a film like this, in terms of with Tourette's, it's there's still so much stigma around it, and people very quick to judge and whatnot. And a film can be both entertaining, but it can also have a lot to say. And the film definitely does, in terms of in the way that all these different characters respond to John, whether it's yourself or it's Shirley's character or wonderful Peter Mullen. Do you know what I mean? I think that's another thing as well, was that we can all almost kind of hope we'd be that one of those people and how we react to it, you know, and learn something from it in a way. Is that in your head when you're...
Absolutely. I mean, and I think for me, it's always the films that celebrate humanity, and celebrate in all its different shapes and forms and expressions. And because I think we're stuck now today, aren't we, that, we look at our media and our press, and, if we believe everything we read, it feels like we're on, a downward descent, and that we're losing our humanity, we're losing our sense of community, and I don't think that is necessarily true. I think just at the moment it feels like, and I'm going to get political, the right are making the most noise. So people look to where the most noise is. But I think films like this, because it's celebrating John for what an amazing human he is, and a campaigner, and the awareness that is raised as well. But it is about a sense of a community and how, what we can get from that, coming together and just understanding each other. It doesn't take much. It's just about listening and learning and being open, because if we're not, we miss out on so much. We miss out on so much interactions and connections, and I feel very sad for people who don't want to entertain in that. And I think a lot of time it's fear and lack of understanding, but sometimes you've just got to go with it, and you've just got to keep your ears and eyes open and your heart open.
Absolutely. Listen, it's such an important thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The tone of this film is so brilliant as well, because the way that kind of comedy is and it's a specific kind of tone of comedy, in terms of obviously not laughing at John, but kind of finding those moments in, that he allows us to laugh with him almost in a way.
Absolutely.
And then the next minute you're bawling your eyes out. It's just kind of like...
Yeah, you do. You go on that and you really go on that emotional roller coaster. But that is because John, John Davidson himself, he's very funny and he's very witty and he's sharp and he's smart and he's, and generous. And it is that you're not laughing at him. You're going with his story because you're drawn into his world and his life so much, and you feel so much compassion and empathy, and you want to spend time with him, Yeah, it's a really special film, Maxine. So nice to chat to you. You too, Edith.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You too.
And congratulations on the film.
Thank you. Take care, my love.